this is Samantha with Creating in the Mitten. Today I'm going to show you how to make my market beanie. This isn't so much a tutorial as a few pointers and how I make my pattern. Part of the pattern won't be in this video, but the link in the description below will show you where to go to get that pattern. It is free over on my website, and I'll have a couple other affiliate links below too, and that way in case you want to get these pom-poms that I'm using or anything else that I use here in the video, you can get it as well. Let's get started. Today what you are going to need is one skein of Red Heart Super Seaver or any other worsted yarn. I'm using the Aran Fleck yarn. I love the little details and how this works up in a beanie. You'll need a 6mm crochet hook, scissors, tapestry needle, and then I also have a pom-pom to go on it later on. To get started, you are going to chain 8. So you make your little slip stitch or slip knot, and then chain 8, and then we're going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook across. And then chain 1. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Now we're going to half double crochet in the back loop only. And the back loop only is this little bubble right here. So we're going to go in there, pull up a loop and pull through. And back loop only all the way across. Chain 1, and there's our second row. And now we're going to repeat this in the back loop only every row for roughly 30 rows, but you want the band to be about 20 inches long without stretching it. This yarn, with this stitch definition and stitch pattern, it will stretch a little bit. So you want to make sure that it's not stretched, and it's going to be about 20 inches long. So finish up those rows and we'll be right back. Alright, once our band is roughly 30 rows or 20 inches long unstretched, we're going to put the ends together. You'll have your chain 1 at the end of the row. So we'll chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet the band together. We'll go through both sides of the stitches just to give it a little bit more strength, so if you pull on it a little bit it won't come apart or have any gaps or anything. We'll just single crochet these together. Okay, and then we'll chain 1, and we're going to flip our band inside out. Now we're going to single crochet around the band, and we're going to do 60 stitches around. So if you ended up doing more than 30 rows, you're going to need to add a couple stitches in. If you did less, you'll need to put a couple more stitches in each row. So we'll just single crochet around. Make sure you keep track of where you're at so you know and you don't have too many stitches bunched up together. And then once we get that row done, we will continue on to the rest of the beanie. Alright, and now we've got round 1 done, so there's 60 single crochets along the band. And now we slip stitch together, chain 1, and now we're going to half double crochet all the way around in each stitch. This is where it becomes mindless crocheting. We get to repeat this till we have a total of 12 rows. Including the single crochet row. So it'll be 11 rows of half double crochet, and at the end of each row we slip stitch together and chain 1. Okay, so we've got the rest of our rows done, And now we are going to start decreasing. So for this, we're going to half double crochet 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to half double crochet 2 together, and then we'll half double crochet 4, and then we half double crochet 2 together, and we keep repeating this all the way around until we get back to our first stitch. And then we will decrease in the next row. And I'm not going to record how to decrease all of the rows that we have left, but it's pretty much the same thing each time. I will put the link in the description below, as I said, and that way you'll have the pattern in written form and you can keep following along with that as well. And then once we get to the end, I'll show you how to finish it off and add the pom-pom. Okay, so we've gotten done decreasing and we've slip stitched them together, and now we're going to finish off and we're going to leave a long tail for sewing. So we're going to take this and cut our tail, and then we can remove the yarn. I'm going to grab both of my needles. I'll need one of these to weave in the ends and sew this top together. So all I do is I just weave all the way around the top. And then I cinch it down tight and I pull it tight together, and then I go right in the middle of it and I flip my beanie inside out. And then I just secure these together just so I know it won't open up. And then I take this tapestry needle off and I switch it over to my little fine point needle. The pom-poms that I use are snap-on pom-poms. So it's 2 pieces. It's the pom-pom itself and then this little piece that it snaps onto. So I'm going to sew this part on. So on the outside, I line it up right in the middle and hold it in place. And then I sew through the beanie from the inside to the outside, and that way when I'm finished I can weave in my ends on the inside of the beanie. I always try not to stab myself a couple times because I tend to do that with sewing needles. That's why I crochet. I don't like sharp objects. I just make sure this is on nice and tight. This yarn does like to get stuck a little bit just from the little flex inside of it. And one more time. And then I just sew underneath it and I loop the yarn around and pull it through. And I weave it through a couple rows and then skip over and come right back through it. It's a good part about using a sharp pointy needle on this one because it's a pretty solid knot there in the middle now. And then I cut this off, flip it back over, and now I can snap my pom-pom to the top of it. And you just have to weave in the end down at the bottom, and your beanie is all done. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment below. I will be uploading quite a few more pattern tutorials. They're mainly just help and steps to follow my patterns in case you are a newer crocheter and need things explained to you visually. But if you have any questions, do make sure you leave a comment below or go over to my website, and you can email me or comment over there as well, and I would love to help you learn to crochet better. I hope you enjoyed everything. Thanks, guys.